Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to the new episode of the Just Saying podcast.
Hello.
I have Ashley and Tavi, the man with the passport,
Hello.
Player with the passport.
representing
Hello.
Zim from East Africa.
Imagine.
Huh? Man with the
I
passport.
cruise with the flag every single day.
Fantastic.
Yes. So, today's topic: horrible bosses.
Fuck 'em.
Yes.
My apologies.
Ash, what are you drinking?
My apologies.
So,
I see you've got some post-traumatic stress disorder there, Ashley.
No, you know what?
Do you want to share?
Let me share something with you. I've done a lot of jobs. Some of my first jobs were very physical when I was a young man, and I've gone through my own fair share of different types of bosses. But they are, some stick out more than others. But some I understood after I left. Some I don't understand up until this day. so it's a kaleidoscope of very interesting people you meet out there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that for the moment. I know you're baiting me. I can see you're baiting me.
what about you, Tavi?
Costa, did you ever work anywhere?
Yes, I did.
Me, I've had, I think, one horrible boss. He just never got it. He was so bad. If he's the one who had interviewed me, I wasn't gonna get the job because I feel he was like clueless whatsoever. He's one of those guys who just got into the industry by chance, and his partner was the one who understood the industry. So when I got the interview, unfortunately something happened and he couldn't come for the interview. So his partner is the one who interviewed me. I had no proper advertising experience, fresh out of college, and no proper portfolio. But this guy who interviewed me understood. He saw my vision and the kind of guy that I was, and I was willing to learn. And he gave me a chance. And then the 2 days later, this guy, the other partner now, comes in, and it's your first week. You're trying gelling and so on. And then ask, who's this motherfucker in the corner there? And and so guys then introduce, no, this is Tavi, he's the new designer, and oh, you're a new designer. Do you know how to use Adobe Illustrator? Do you know how to use the CorelDRAW? Do you know? And he just starts bombing me with all these cryptic questions. And what is a brand? What is a brand? Define the brand essence. What is this? And he kind of he addressed me in ways that I'd never. It was bad. And
did you have locks then?
I literally cried. Huh?
Did you have dreadlocks then?
You say that?
Did you have dreadlocks then?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your problem.
I didn't. I had a bald head. I had a baldy. I was a baldy. But I think a true leader is somebody who can groom somebody, who can, embrace somebody, take somebody from the bottom, and raise them up to excel and become better. He never did that.
I think
ever,
it depends.
For all the 6 years that I was with him.
I think it depends. I think it depends, one, on the business and the industry. There's some businesses where there's no growth potential. What you're describing is a business where there's potential for growth to go into other divisions, to rise up, maybe go into different SBUs or whatever, But if it's like a mom and pop thing, and say it's a hardware or it's a supermarket, when the according to the hierarchy, it's a very short climb. and there's no way you're going to be at the top.
The boss.
Yeah. There's no way you're going to.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
how these guys view their business and where they're taking it. Sometimes it's not worth your time to develop people.
Right. I see what you mean. Okay, so so let's not get it twisted. There are a lot of horrible bosses out there.
I'll give you a testimony as a former horrible boss.
Oh, you're a horrible boss. You know that though.
I know that
You
now.
know that now, or
I
wait,
know that now.
Are you unapologetic about it?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, look, I think we are shaped by the things we go through, the things we read, the people we meet, things that we allow to influence us. And I feel like at some point in my career, I was like a terrible boss because of this one belief. Well, two things. One is, which I think was the main one, is that I believe that because I'm paying someone, it gave me the right to do whatever I wanted or say whatever I wanted. And I've gotten to the point where I'm not working based off the motivation of money. And I'm doing it because it's furthering my career to where I want to go.
Right.
So I choose opportunities based on where it's taking me rather than how much it's worth.
Oh.
So where
that's
I was a horrible boss was in that I thought because I paid someone and I didn't even pay them really I didn't even pay them that well.
Yeah.
It gave me the license to talk shit or to to be overbearing and want to be very controlling. But when I look back, I feel like
I think now that you mention it, I was a horrible boss.
I want.
Yeah, we have to admit. Now that I think about it as well. Now, okay, do you know what it is? It's like sometimes they say what there's this saying. If I get it wrong, please comment in the comment. Some great leaders and some leaders are made. Some leaders are forced into it, and some leaders revel in it, or something like that. I can't remember what the quote is. Those boffins, please correct me and quote it the correct way. But sometimes in leadership, I think I was a horrible boss in this context. I never used to. You can be a horrible boss without being overbearing. Let me give you examples. You can be a horrible boss by not wanting to teach the people up beneath you the better way of doing things and leaving them to be what they are, so they'll never learn anything. That's being a horrible boss. Because what you're doing...
But do you have to, though?
Yes, you have to.
Why?
Considering the fact that...
Yes, leader.
No, but why?
You have to. Because at the end of the day, I realized it later on in my career in advertising that I was literally doing their job. It was messing with me.
Okay.
So meaning
you hire someone and you end up doing their job.
Ended up doing the job. And I'm not helping them. That's being a horrible boss. What you're doing is you're crippling them for their next job. Then when they then go to where they're going to, they don't know how to do shit.
But
I'm saying I was horrible in that sense. Most times I expected people to know what they were doing and just let them do what they need to do. But then I didn't.
I think you're being hard on yourself.
No, I'm not being hard.
We are all grown-ups. And if you're hired for a job, you better be able to do that job. It's your responsibility to develop, to learn, and to grow.
But you're right there. You're right. But you as a leader have some sort of, if you have any conscience at all.
It's not just kindergarten, guys.
No, I'm just-
We're not here to be your fathers.
As we're not here to, Auntie, who said this? I've got a very famous quote, and people who know will know this. And okay, before I get into this quote, there's a horrible boss that I thought was horrible, but now I understand him now.
Uh-huh.
And since I'm older now, I understand the focus he had when he was getting to what he wanted to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's achieved quite a lot. And at the end of the day, whether or not you hate him or love him or you don't care about him,
Does his name start with a D?
I'm not going to say names.
Confirmed.
But what I'm trying to say is that I understand. I do understand now. I understand it completely. And at the time, I didn't understand and so forth and whatnot. But now I understand because the level of achievement and the focus that was there, he succeeded.
Yeah.
And that's the point of a leader. You despite everything else around you, despite bombshells, despite naysayers, despite anything and everything, you get to your goal and you get it done. And that's what happened with this man I shall not mention. So enough respect to him. Shout out to the guy. If you know, you know.
But
now,
uh-huh.
Now I'm getting to the part that I wanted to get at, where Zadaro Manjichi, you as a leader have to see your way around it and be able to, quote unquote, manipulate the situation to better suit the result, not feelings.
Yeah.
The result.
Results. That's true. Ipapo paka question, because I feel like a lot of people are in their feelings.
Enough.
A lot of people are in their feelings where it's like, oh, my boss is horrible, but you and you're immature. We are here for work. The relationship we have is based off work.
Yeah.
If it was not for the job
This is
that
capitalism.
needs to be done, we would not know each other.
Otherwise,
And kanata kuyapanyadze kudeliver. Let's look. Be kind, but let's put our feelings to the side. Everyone is going through shit. You can't be bringing your, I caught my husband cheating. My dog swallowed a plastic.
Yeah.
We all have problems, but when we come to work, we are all getting paid off the work we're doing.
I get you 100%. But now but I've got a provisor to that. Tabvi, I think we were together in this seminar in Cape Town. Was it in Cape Town or Joburg? I can't remember. Where what's his name said his sign off was above everything else. Try not to be a dick. That's all you have to be. Don't be intentionally a dick to people.
That's how there's a documentary online. I'll share this with you, where this guy did research about dicks. You know,
like proper dicks or
no. That's another documentary. But this guy did his research. Good. Okay. Do you have to be a dick to be an effective leader?
That's a very good question. Actually, we could do another episode of that. Because I need to know. I personally need to know.
Based off the evidence that was presented.
That's actually a good episode.
Based off the evidence that was presented in that, it's true that to some extent you have to be unagreeable. And there's this
whoa, unagreeable.
Yeah. Do you know,
you have to be firm.
No. Unagreeable. Like there's
focused.
There's a psychologist guy. There's a part where he was making the case for, he was arguing with a feminist where the lady was like, look, men earn more than women.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah. And this guy was like, no. It's just that women have a high sense of agreeableness. They are more likely to agree to things. And the nature of success and business sometimes is
you have to be a dick. You have to be hard-headed at some point.
I mean, when you watch the old interviews of people like Kanye West or Elon Musk, or Anna Jeff Bezos, these guys knew, even though they were going on a tangent.
Yeah.
Apparently, then
Did you see that trailer for that Netflix special?
I'm waiting for that.
which one's
He's
that
got
one?
guys
The
in the
Kanye
room.
West, it's called
Kanye West has
Genius.
got guys in the room.
Yeah.
What happens?
Okay, so guys in the
Describe it.
room, and then somebody says, "Why do you keep calling yourself a genius?"
It's a documentary.
And
And he
Kanye West.
says something like, "Yeah, what does he say, Costa?" He says, "Because I am," or something like that. I forgot verbatim exactly what he says.
Because the people he
But,
was talking with
yeah.
at that specific time were more influential and famous than he was, and he kept insisting, "Could you?"
Yeah,
just
exactly.
call
Then
me a
Kanye
genius?"
was just some other guy.
Yeah, he was just some other.
Like my former boss, my former horrible boss didn't know that I was a genius.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
In that room, I was the guy.
the genius.
And my other boss knew, and he saw that in that interview. That's why he gave me the job.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was saying, Kuti, that whole agreeableness
Yeah.
as a leader, there's some times where you have to
Kanye
Put
is
your
a
foot
dick.
willing to be unagreeable to some things.
And stand by your principle,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, but you could do the same thing without calling people's anatomical names.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think
Unless maybe-
leadership
but maybe,
qualities.
but there's another
are
thing that
different.
psychology of leadership as well. There's a thing about psychology. There's a thing about people and how they respond to you in terms of in leadership positions and or any interaction with a human being. They say the psychologists, those people that wear the specs and on the couch, they talk about the only way a person can learn something and it sticks in their mind is through two ways: pleasure or pain. If you want to if you want someone to learn something, attach it with a traumatic situation, and they'll learn it immediately.
So basically, be a dick.
Basically, be a dick. Because
Yes.
ukashoutwa pamberi pevanhu ka unzi, what the fuck are you doing? Immediately you learn, no, I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
You get it? So I'm saying to you,
All right, what about the pleasure bit?
the pleasure
What
bit?
about the pleasure?
You can't go around giving everyone hand jobs, bro. It graft. It's not advisable, and you get sued. You can't go around. I'm saying you can't go around pleasuring people, man, around the graft. So
No, because sometimes a reward can also get somebody to work hard.
Yes,
Give me
yeah,
$1,000
I understand
right
that,
now,
I
and I'll do a
understand that.
bloody good job.
Exactly. And the reward-based systems are very good, but they're very costly. That's why people prefer the other kind, where I'm a dick, so you can't even, you're even afraid to ask for a raise. You're even afraid to go home at night after 5 o'clock.
For the benefit of the listeners, I feel like there needs to be a pH test, if you remember your science, where is the boss horrible, or
Are you
am I
incompetent?
just being incompetent or emotional?
Yes.
You know, chocolate, because sometimes someone is walking around with a chip on their shoulder, feeling self-righteous, based off their incompetence. Yet,
but exactly, you're right.
Exactly.
This
And they
guy-
hide behind being a tough boss.
well,
But
I
they
think
are
we're talking about different
actually-
things. I'm talking about the employee side,
Oh, all
looking
right.
at their boss to say,
Or the employee.
My
Yes.
boss anonetsa, boss wangu anonetsa. Like anonetsa aita say.
Oh, yes.
Arun zoti ndite basa.
Anta say you're
What the fuck are you talking
incompetent.
about? That's your job, innit?
All right, I get you, Costa.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you're so right, Costa.
Ayo, don't you see?
Because it's capitalism at the end of the day. It's a job.
Tavi, you know situations where they're like, boss wangu arunetsa, chi. No, he told me to do this graft.
imagine ari kutoita mari.
What do you think we're here for?
Yeah.
Profiting off us. That's why wakati ndikumburo kuita interview.
Zvatsi akaenda nomukadzi wake ukariba.
Eka. Hati muri kushanda here.
Do you know there's a lyric at Kanye West. He says, "What do you think I rap for?
To push a fucking rap for.
Exactly. What do you think
Therefore-
this guy is in business for?
Exactly.
To make you and your
Yeah.
wife
Hey, fuck, that's
prosper,
dope.
or to make him and his family live
Sometimes
well.
people make that disconnect, and that disconnect between the fact that they're at work and they need to do work, especially in our industry. Because in our industry, we are very nurturing in terms of talent. But then sometimes get confused with the fact that, okay, I'm now I'm now your child. You're now my child. I'm taking care of you now. No. You're here for work.
Yeah.
You came and you said, I can
My
do this
name-
job.
Yeah.
I can do this job, and I'll please pay me this amount of money. And I beg to apply. You wrote those words by
Yeah.
yourself. And I'm willing to work under pressure. You wrote those words by
perform,
yourself.
yeah.
I'm a performer. I perform well under pressure. You wrote those words by yourself. They're in your CV. I will quote those
I
motherfuckers
feel
too.
like our inner horrible bosses are coming out.
I can see this now. But there are some naturally horrible people. Let me tell you this. I've heard about this. I've heard this story. I think you've heard this story too, Tavi. This dude was in some weird. I think he thought he was in 1945 Germany or some shit. Because you tell his employees, don't look at me gana mapinda, tarsai pasi, all that bullshit. You know what I mean?
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, don't when you're in my
in
presence.
Zimbabwe
Yeah.
or what?
In them, when
Wow.
you're in my presence, can that
In
shit
them.
per office? You mean me?
Yeah.
So and
know
so,
what?
Sadayo, chichichi.
Do you know what?
All that shit.
I've realized something.
Come on, fuck off with that.
No. I think context matters because there are some times where things happen, especially relationships between males and females, where someone ends up in a compromising position.
Okay, I see where you're getting
So
with this.
you then say, look, if you're going to operate around me, these are
My parameters.
yeah. And the sad thing is that there are some, look, whether it's right or wrong, that's another discussion. There's some whether female or male who want to get ahead through
Matrix politics.
yes, the bed ladder or whatever.
Bed lad.
The bed career ladder.
Guys, where'd you get this?
You get that for real, man.
No, but it's true because there's sometimes where people use. Imagine where I'll
But
paint.
do you earn it?
I'll paint a scenario for you where imagine you're the boss and there's a female employee. You go there, you put your hand on his shoulders and you
Massage.
talking about work, or you start requesting, or maybe just making awkward jokes or
yeah.
sexual suggestive stuff. And I feel like you guys will probably attest to this. The creative industry is quite bad.
Full of that. That
You know,
is normal.
I've been in situations where I'm working as a photographer and I'm like, shucks. You know.
Did you just
even
say that?
I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Now imagine all the females who are in this environment.
Yeah.
So there's that other side
Okay,
as well.
let me put. Okay, I never thought of it that way. Thank you for enlightening me. Where because these people do these, they set the parameters so strictly, it looks like it's weird. But munagatombotra.
Yeah.
Don't when you talk to me, don't touch me, don't
Exactly.
even
Yeah,
come close
yeah,
to me.
yeah.
So that he's clear.
Yeah.
But those measures are almost always done by the wife of the leader.
If you're married to a hoe, then Mawan.
Almost always done by the leader of the wife. I know some
Some you
leaders.
once said you don't believe that men can be hoes.
Yeah, but they are he-hoes out there, my friend. Please believe.
Yeah,
He-ho.
I don't believe men can be hoes.
I'm just diverting. Anzi, why are you men whores? And then I asked a simple question. Who are we whoring with then?
Exactly.
We're not whoring by ourselves. There's a female involved if you're saying we're whores. So that's another episode anyway.
I think let's also give the other perspective, because I feel sorry for the employee who's listening and
He's thinking, there's no hope for me.
there's no
No.
hope for me.
Okay, you know what? Like, the only way. Do you know what? If
Styles are different. Yeah.
No, let me tell you this. The way I've seen it, where a scenario where a horrible boss, a terrible, horrible boss, wanted to pin this guy, but this guy was clever enough to tick all the boxes that he said he would tick.
Emails are very important.
Emails are your best friend.
Copy, blind copy.
Don't you ever
Put
forget
things
that.
down. Don't just have
Yes.
discussions in the
I
air
call
that
it,
are not
at work,
written
I
down.
call it CYA. Cover your ass.
Yes. Cover your ass. This also includes talking to clients and whatnot. Because
Yes,
when you
clients
talk to
can be
clients,
horrible bosses because they're your
oh my
bosses too.
lord, they're your
Yeah,
bosses too.
yeah,
They
that's
they
true.
can chuck you.
Yeah.
I've watched scenarios where a client has looked at
I
me in
always
the face.
send an
Listen to this.
email with
Listen.
the brief, copy Chris, copy so and so, copy so and so. Don't
Tavi.
tell me over the phone
Tavi, I've been in a
because you
scenario.
will deny it.
I've been in a scenario where a marketing person looked straight at me in my face and asked me about shit they never ever talked about while their boss was there in the boardroom. Why didn't you do this? And I looked at this person. I'm like,
You see?
you are lying.
Threw you under the bus.
It's an awkward situation where the person looks at me and then I look at their boss and I look at them and I look at their boss. I'm like, and then they look at me with that eye that please don't rat me out. And I never do, Ranguka. But then after that, they act like nothing happened. You know what I'm saying? So emails.
But you see, in any problem,
Yeah.
yangu nema situations akadaro is reputation. Because now, sadly, especially because we're essentially content creators, both advertising agents and us, when we go to the clients, if something goes wrong and you communicated with, okay, ABCD is going to be like this, and then the deadline is there.
Is looming.
Yeah, then now stories start. What tends to happen there is the content creator gets thrown under the
Yes,
bus.
we always are. We're the bus chuck. You know, the professional bus chuckers. Want to hand action yacho here. Bus chucking. We always lose at the end of the day because apparently we are dispensable. But
Yeah.
but I'm not saying that in a negative way.
Yeah,
All I'm
so I guess in conclusion,
You're just saying.
as an employee and you've got a horrible boss,
Just tick your boxes as
you've
much
got
as you can.
several options. Option number one is probably cover your ass as much as you can. Let's not just have these, like verbal agreements.
No.
You know, just as an example, there are people who I refuse to have physical meetings with, because consistently, when you have a physical meeting, they say something and then
Change your man.
change their mind. But because nothing was written down,
You're
so
what I
for
can
me,
say.
it's like, look, if anything needs to be communicated, it needs to be
On email.
via email. So if say you're in a position of you don't have power in that situation, then after whatever verbal meeting, send an email
As per our
as
conversation.
per our conversation, A, B, C, D. And if it's possible, as much as it is in your control, if there's a third or fourth party, let them be
Blind
called.
copy
Yeah.
everybody, even me if you want.
Yeah. And the other thing is this. I learned this probably the hard way. Honesty is not the best policy. Let me tell you.
Yes. Too much information.
Spoken like a married man.
Sometimes you need to hold some cards to your chest. You do not, I'm not saying lie, but don't give out everything. You know what I'm saying? Don't give
Some
out
good
all-
advice there,
Yeah.
Costa. Some good advice. And advice for the horrible bosses?
You do you, man. More power.
You do you, man.
More power.
What do you think it's rap for? To push a fucking rap for?
You guys are so horrible, man. It's like the bosses, horrible bosses you are. Hey? No, but on the real though, just try not to be a dick on purpose, man. Just
try not to
for
be a
me,
dick.
I'm like, look, if it gets the job done, let's be the best dick there is.
I think we agree to disagree there. I'm going to stand my ground there.
Guys, these employees need to get paid. You know,
Hey,
if
guys,
it means I need to be wearing my dick hat on. Then
That's what's
it's
happening.
going to be on.
All right then.
Remember to comment, like,
Hey, please
subscribe.
like, comment,
Yes.
share, subscribe.
Yes, and remember,
We just saying.
Yes, we are just saying.